your home reflect who you are, who you want to become, or are you living in the past? So as we go through my presentation today, I want you to really think about your own home and what you would like to change in it. My new book, my first book I just came out with is called Change Your Space to Change Your Life. So you'll learn some of those tools and tricks today. But first I want to give you a little background on Feng Shui. So Feng Shui is a 4,000-year-old Chinese philosophy to create balance and harmony through the art of placement. I call my approach the Feng Shui way because I really like to have fun with my clients. Sometimes when we're decorating or remodeling, it can be overwhelming, and I really like to have fun with my clients. So let's go into the Feng Shui principles. Everything is energy and everything is connected. I'm sure many of you have had a situation where you thought of someone that you haven't seen in a very long time, and within a few minutes or an hour, they call you or you run into them. That is an energy connection. A person's space is a reflection of their life. Therefore, you can change your space to change your life, the name of my book. So if your external environment is not in sync with who you are, unbalanced or cluttered, it can cause havoc in your life. Space should be organized as it is in nature, meaning it should flow. And stating your desires allows your intentions to come forth. So it's really important to get clarity on what you want to have happen before you start working with the Feng Shui Bagua. A lot of times, in my book, I actually have exercises to help you get clarity, like a be, do, have exercise. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? So you can get clear on what it is, because then you can make your intention. And in Feng Shui, intention is everything. Clutter causes confusion. Have you ever felt it was chaotic in your office and realized that you felt chaotic as well? Well, if you clean up your office, you will start to feel and declutter. You will feel a lot better too. So I can go on and on about clutter, but one thing I can tell you, we don't have time to go into that today, but the more material possessions, the more worry. So if you have stuff, even if they're in closets or basements or attics, you will still have that in your subconscious and be holding on to it. So to let go of the things that you do not use or love will free you up for the things that really matter. So now we'll go into the Feng Shui Bagua. So the Bagua, do a lot of you know what the Bagua is? Have you ever seen this, or is this all new for you? So it is a tool that you can lay over the floor plan of your space, and each area corresponds to a specific area of your life. So you divide the Bagua up into 9 equal spaces, laying it over your floor plan to see which life area, the specific area where you can find that specific area. And then you can set up your home by placing specific objects in these areas where you want to change or make things happen. It's really a tool, another tool to manifest your desires, just like a vision board or affirmations. And I do talk about those in my book as well. So you're always going to set up the Feng Shui Bagua at the front door. So your front door is going to be at the bottom here. So today we're going to talk about just thinking about laying this over the main floor of your home. You can lay this over a room or a desk or a whole yard, but to keep it simple today and to teach you, I want you to visualize it laying over the floor plan of your main level. So sometimes a space or most of the time, houses aren't perfectly square. You may have that, but you can find where the Bagua extends past the floor plan extends past the Bagua, and that will I will go over that shortly, because you can have extensions, which are blessings, and you can also have missing pieces, which are challenges, and they can all be adjusted for when you do have these challenges. So what I thought I'd do first is talk about the different areas and what they mean. So as I go through them, I want you to think about what do you need in your life? What can you adjust in your space to help you? And each area is represented by a color and an element. And you can actually add that color, whether it's through paint or a piece of art or a sculpture. You could get really creative with this to make your intention. And then in a little bit, I'm going to teach you about putting that intention into force through a little ritual that you do so you can activate it. And the elements, there's 5 elements in Feng Shui. In my chapter 4 of my book, you can read about the different elements to get ideas to how to use that. But I thought it'd be really fun to just read from my book the different, what the different areas mean, because it's very good descriptions I have. So if you're going to adjust for abundance and prosperity, you want to enhance and activate this area when you want to attract money and material wealth. This area is not only for finances, but for anything you desire in abundance. What would you like to have more of? Consider an abundance of opportunities, love, or friends. The color associated with this area is purple and the element is wood. So you can put something that's made out of wood, or you can work with the color purple and place it with your intention. Next is fame and reputation. Enhance and activate this area. You want to shift fame and reputation. What do you want to be recognized for? Do you want to be famous? This aspect of the Bagua is associated with how the world sees you, whether it pertains to your professional or personal life. The corresponding colors are red and orange, and the element is fire. So say if you had a fireplace in this area, you can actually put the intention, because a fireplace is a fire element. Just to give you a little tip, if you have a fireplace in abundance and prosperity, that is a sign or a metaphor for burning through money. So you want to definitely adjust it if your fireplace is there. And one way to adjust that is to add a water feature, because water puts out fire and it will calm the space. Put a water feature over the fireplace, such as a piece of art with a body of water, or even a wall-mounted water fountain. So let's go to love, relationships, marriage, and prosperity. This area of the Bagua represents marriage, significant relationships, or business partnerships. Enhance this area when you want to improve and create stability within these types of relationships. You can also activate this area to call in or attract one of these partnerships. The corresponding color is pink and the element is earth. So when we talk about earth elements, you could put a beautiful stone in your space, maybe a big amethyst or something that you really love. There it could be rose quartz, since it's the color pink, and then you get both of them in there. Next, we will go to like a small water fountain. You would not want to put a water fountain in the love and relationship area. I think you would want to definitely use earth or the color pink. Earth element can also be the color earth tone, so you can use yellow, orange, or brown. But there's, rose quartz is amazing, and that would be a perfect thing to use in that area. Children and creativity, the area represents the well-being of your children or your inner child, and it can also support couples who are trying to conceive. Additionally, this area is associated with creativity and can be used to spark your imagination, improve communication, and support new ideas and projects. The representative colors are white and pastels, and the element is metal. So you could put up a beautiful metal sculpture in this area, maybe a piece of art that has a lot of pastels. It would be really fun to put up an art that had children playing to bring out that creativity, or thinking about your own children and what you want to have happen for them and how you want to manage that. So next, helpful people and travel. This is the area you want to achieve when calling in people and benefactors who can help you. It is also the area to address when you want to travel and go on adventures, as well as space to adjust if you want to sell your home. The color to add here is gray or silver, and the color or the element is metal. So if you want to sell your home, one thing, you can put a water fountain in here with the intention to have your home sell. When you're working with travel, say, you could put posters or a big bulletin board of ideas where you want to manifest where you want to go. One question I have here is, what if your kitchen is in the love relationship area? You know, I have that in my own home, and I try to calm the area. I put like in love relationship area, you can put a couple, like a couple of, like I have a couple of I think they're Mandarin ducks. So that's calling in a partner when you have a couple, and that's, or you can even strengthen a relationship by adding maybe a sculpture that has two. It could be two you know, pieces of fruit, or two animals, or just a piece of art that has a couple that really resonates with you. So next is career and life path. This area relates to using your abilities, talents, and interests, whether in your profession or everyday life. It is associated with your work and how you make a living. As a whole, this area reflects your life path and personal journey. The color for this area is black, and the element is water. I have a question. Does the Bagua of the whole home overcome the individual rooms, or does each room have its own feng shui despite the space's size? So for today, I'm talking about laying it over your whole floor plan and finding out where some of your rooms may be partly in one area and part in another area. So it's really good to lay it over the floor plan if you have that, so you can exactly see where each area starts and each area stops. I find it to be the best way to use that. But you can also lay it over a room where the door of the room is the bottom here, where we talked about where the front door would be. Let's see, we have next is not wisdom, knowledge, and skills. Enhance and activate this area when you want to acquire new skills, increase your knowledge in areas that interest you, or work on self-cultivation and inner growth. The color represented in this region is blue, and the element is earth. So this is a really good area. If you find this of your home and it makes sense, you could put in a meditation room, because it's about self-cultivation, or even a library to attract or get the because it's about skills and knowledge and the things that you're learning. And obviously you can use the color blue or an earth element. Family represents your immediate family, as well as close groups of people you are associated with, such as companies, neighbors, faith organizations, such as let's see, different synagogues, temples, and churches, and also committees. Enhance and activate this area when you want to strengthen good relationships within any of these type of groups. The color represented in this area is green, and the element is wood. So last but not least, first I want to say family is a great area for putting up like a family photo wall. So you can play with it like that as well. The last but not least, like I said, is health, because without your health, it can't do much of anything. This area is considered the most important, as it represents physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Without good health, all areas of your life are negatively affected, and it can be difficult to achieve the other Bagua areas. Yellow and earth tones represent this region, and the element is earth. So you could put earth tones in this area. You always want to make the center of your home feel really good and very clear. One way we also adjust energy is with Feng Shui crystals. This is a round faceted crystal, and we hang them from the center of the room or the center of the space. If you find out the exact center of your home, it's nice to hang a round faceted crystal to calm the energy, and it would be in health. So it's about calming the energy so you have good health. So you want to hang that from the ceiling, from the top of the ceiling to the bottom of the crystal, 9 inches. And a lot of times you can find Feng Shui crystals already with the string attached. And you know, why do we use 9 inches? Because 9 is an auspicious number in China, and it comes from China, so we honor that, basically. So I want to just give you a little story about me and how I worked with the Bagua. I've worked with it for many years, so I know it can be very powerful. And back 14 years ago, I went through a divorce. And if anyone has been through a divorce or know of someone who has, it usually comes with it can be financially and emotionally challenging. And I was no exception. So I knew that I had to find a space that would really help me and support me in these areas, especially in abundance and prosperity, because I did not want to give up my business. I had my own business for a long time, but I had to punch it up a couple levels to be able to manage it after the divorce. And so when it was time for me to look for an apartment, I had to wait till the divorce was over before I actually knew what I can afford. I had a friend call me and said, "You really need to come down and look at a apartment that's open in my building." He lived there on the 16th floor, and it was on a beautiful area of Minneapolis on one of their famous lakes. And I thought, oh gosh, I'll go look at it, but there's no way I'm going to be able to afford it. And I'll just go look at it. So when I got there, I was fortunate because he had introduced me to the property manager as an interior designer maybe 6 months prior. So the property manager knew of me, and he actually offered me a discount on the space, but it was still $200 over my budget. So when I went in and looked at the space, I noticed that there was an extension, and I'm going to explain what an extension is pretty soon, in abundance and prosperity. So I knew that being in this area or being in this space could really help me in that area. Another thing that happened is that I gave my ex-husband all my furniture. So I didn't want to bring that energy with me. I knew that much. I brought my personal belongings, a few pieces of art, and that was it. And I didn't have money for furniture. I got an IKEA bed, and so I didn't want to. That was not my main choice. I sell a lot of furniture. I wanted something nice from my lines, but I had to be patient. And I did have enough money for maybe one piece of art. I didn't have a dining room table, nothing. So I went and purchased a piece. I'm going to show you the piece that I actually bought. This is the piece that I bought because I knew putting up art would inspire me and putting it into intention. So I actually put it into the wealth, the abundance area and prosperity because it had purple. The purple's underneath, but it also felt to me like an abundance of opportunities and just wealth. And it had a gold frame, and gold is associated with money and wealth. And then I also had the extension where the floor plan extended past the Bagua in this area. So I knew I would be getting extra help. And obviously I took the apartment and had faith that it was all going to work out. And I made that intention. And within that year, my business quadrupled. I got many, many opportunities. And the following year, the property manager hired me to design all 20 floors of their building of the common areas. So, was that coincidence? I don't think so. I put the intention was there. It was very strong. And this is what happened. So I'm going to show you what you do when you place the object in these areas. You find the area where the area is, and then you do the 3 secrets of reinforcement. So you place the object that you've picked out and decided on. You want to feel good. You want to have your arms uncrossed, feel confident. You don't want to be tired or mad or anything like that when you place the object. And then you want to think of your intention. So imagine and feel as if your intention has already happened, and don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just follow inspired action. And then you want to say the secret of speech, which is a Sanskrit phrase. And it's maybe some of you have heard this, Om Mani Padme Hum. We say that 9 times. What it means is something like the opening of a lotus blossom to reveal its true essence, which is the soul. And we say it 9 times to set it in motion. So Then from here, you do that, and then you just let it go and watch what happens. And like I said, you follow your intuition, inspired action. Don't try to force things, but go through the doors that are opening and doors that are closed. It's okay. It wasn't the right path. So here is a Bagua laid over a floor plan. And you could see that some of the floor plan is outside of the Bagua. You find the front door, and that's where you're going to put your bottom line at. And then there's going to be some other guidelines I'm going to show you because, like I said, not all homes are perfectly square. So when you have an extension, remember an extension in your home is a blessing. It can help you, and you want to make sure these areas are uncluttered so the energy is flowing and look nice. But if the measurement of B, which is up here, is less than half of the whole width, which is A, then that is called an extension. And that will give you blessings in right here. It's shown in abundance and fame and reputation. On the other hand, if B is greater than half of A, the full width, then you can have a missing piece. And if you have a missing piece, there can be challenges in this area. So you need to think about what's happening in that area. And if you need to adjust it, you can find where these two lines cross, where they come together and form a point, and plant either a tree or to fill in the area, a tree or some other plants, or put a sculpture there. And that will fill in and adjust the missing piece. So as a Feng Shui consultant, we're looking for these types of things. So the front door can be behind the Bagua map when you have a diagram like this. I want to show you that type of thing where you have a missing piece. Another way to adjust the missing piece is to place a mirror on this wall, because a mirror has extension. You feel it coming in, and the intention is to extend it past the wall and fill in that whole area. So it's all about intention, and you place that and do the 3 secrets of reinforcement with your intention in this area and to fill that in. Also, a front door cannot be in front of the Bagua. It could be behind it like I showed you, but if you have a floor plan that's like this, it's going to create missing pieces, and you have to adjust for those as well. So you would place a plant or something here, or use your mirror. Those are 2 ways to adjust. In the book, you'll have more ideas on how to do that, and you can get really creative on how to make these adjustments with the right intention. So one thing I want to say, let me check and see if you have more questions. What if decluttering a daily major project, years of accumulation, working, exhausting work to accomplish? You know what, if it's overwhelming to you, start with a grocery bag, the grocery bag trick. Take once a week a grocery bag and put in items that you don't use or love, put them in your garage for a week to make sure you can let them go, and then let them go. And if you do that weekly, you will find that at some point you will become less cluttered and feel better and things moving freely. So you can find me on www.metrointeriors.com. That's my website. You could scroll down to the bottom and sign up for my newsletter, which goes out every other month. I send a lot of good tips and before and afters and stories to read. So that's a great way to stay in touch with me. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. I'm all there. And also on my website, there's an area there's my book page where you can find where to buy my book. Although Llewellyn is having a really good sale right now, and they will give you a link on how to find that sale. And you can also go to the shop page of my website where I have virtual consultations. There's a couple different ones. If you don't use the front door, but a side door, which door do you use as the front? It's very important to use the front door. The front door is the mouth of chi. Even if you use the side door, you need to come into your front door maybe once a week just to get that energy flowing, because it's very important. Let's see what else. So this is my book. change your space to change your life, elevate your energy with Feng Shui one room at a time. Has lots of great ideas and stories about different clients. So you can activate the change that you want and think about your own life as you do that. So any other questions that you have? My front door is on the side of my house. Would you place the Bagua on top of the door or the street? I would place the Bagua exactly where your front door is. If you say, is that your actual front door or just the door you use? You need to find really what the front door is and place it there, even if you use a different door. Like I said, it's important to come into your front door more often. It'll bring good energy to you. I have 3 front doors in my chart. Someone's asking, why do you have 3 front doors in your chart? And the reason I have that is to show you that it couldn't land. It's more likely to be in one of those 3 areas. So hopefully you'll find which area it is in your where your front door is. So that's where you draw the bottom line. So I do have one. I think we only have 1 minute left. What about the porch in the middle? I'm not sure what, I'd have to see a picture of what that is. The front door, what about the porch and front door in the middle? That would probably be then in the career area, but you'll have to lay it out and see how it lays out. So anyway, I have one, I want to leave you with this one thought. And that is, to make a change, you must be willing to commit, and then you must be willing to take inspired action. So I'm just so happy you all joined me today. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining LlewellynCon.